Okay, you guys, we are going to start chapter 16. If you don't remember what's going on, I would go back and re listen to chapter 15. It's a short chapter. Chapter 16, here we go. All the years of boredom, math test, gym classes, working at the library, and imagining exciting worlds that he'd never been able to visit, all those years had been worth it. First of all, Owen was now Keel Nomanfoot. That was that still made him tingle all over with awesomeness. Second, charm. Charm was here, right next to him. Well, pushing a cabinet into spot where the door had been previously, with her super strong robot arm, but still close enough. And third, he was about to fight robot soldiers with magic. Ready? Charm said, clicking her ray gun in in a tough, awesome way. I'd prefer not to have to do all the work this time. Try to hold up your end of the fight, will you? You take the ones on the left, I got the ones on the right, Owen told her, grinning. He took out his wand and aimed them at the door. Now, what spell should he use? Spells. Uh-oh. He didn't know any spells yet. Actually, give me 1 minute, he said, and turned around to where the Magister's spell book sat halfway across the room. What? Charm shouted, just as the cabinet exploded inward, covering them both in wood fragments. Laser beams blasted through the doorway, exploding all over the room and incinerating whatever they touched. None that hit the None had hit the spell book yet, but it was only a matter of time. That just confirmed exactly what Owen needed to do. Something heroic. Cover me, he yelled, since that's the kind of thing that one yelled in this type of situation. I'm going to grab the spell book and hit them with something huge. What? Charm shouted again. She fired her ray guns frantically through the door. Don't be stupid. You're not even using a shield spell. Who needs one? Owen told her, then ran in a crouch toward the middle of the room. Lasers hit the floor all around him, just inches away. But Owen barely even noticed them. All he could think about were the readers, the thousands of readers who were on the edge of their seats, watching him doing something incredibly stupid and dangerous even not even get touched. This must be making Bethany crazy. They're coming in, Charm shouted. I have to fall back. Owen glanced behind him at the door, where eyes glowed from the smoke-filled hallway. Science soldiers. He almost stopped moving. He wanted so badly to see what they actually looked like, but Charm shoved him forward, firing behind her as she ran. You useless magic-spewing pile of winged cat droppings, she yelled, smacking him in the back with her human hand. This is what I meant by me doing all the work. If anything, she actually looked even cuter when she screamed like that. Owen flashed her a grin, then pushed himself at the last few feet to the spellbook, which miraculously had remained untouched despite the pedestal being riddled with burning marks from the laser. He yanked the book down and held a hand over it, just as Keel had always done. Give me a powerful and impressive cool spell to use on the robots, he thought. A golden glow flooded through his body, like chicken noodle soup when you were sick in the middle of winter. Owen almost gasped. It just felt so right. All his life he'd been waiting for something like this, and finally, it was here. Stand back, he told Charm, then stood up in the middle of the laser fire. Science soldiers, I will return thee to the metal pits from whence you came. Are you insane? Charm hissed, yanking at his cloak to pull him down. Insanely awesome, he told her, then winked. Kill always winked. 5 science soldiers entered the room, their lasers firing everywhere. For just a second, Owen stopped to marvel at how cool the robots were. They'd evolved throughout the series, starting as just plain metal human like robots. But book or two, Dr. Variety But by book 2, Dr. Variety began inventing new types. There had been the science spies, who looked exactly like humans, and the science police, metallic robots in uniforms, who stood on every corner of every Magisteria town in book 5, watching for any hint of magic or rebellion. But these were science soldiers, the most dangerous of them all. Their entire bodies were weapons, bombs ready to explode as a last resort, taking out anything nearby. Their arms were basically laser rifles with hands, those hands each holding more laser rifles, and their eyes could see through anything but metal, scanning constantly for magical energy. Honestly, they'd have actually been pretty scary if Owen hadn't known they'd never managed to hit either Kel or Charm in any of the 6 books so far. I've got just the thing for you, my friends, he told them, raising his hands. A little spell called Explosion of Fiery Greatness. You said that was too powerful, Charm hissed from right behind him. You'll kill us both. I've got this, Owen told her. They ran through the spell. He ran through the spell in his mind. Hope you like your explosions enormous, he shouted at the robots. The spell's energy coursing through him. He raised his hands, then released the power straight at the robots, and then everything exploded into fire and chaos and awesomeness. All right, you guys, that's the end of the chapter. Make sure you understood and listened carefully, and then go take the test.